Hey, shalom everyone. I am J.A. Dudley, and these bugs are out here talking. I don't know what they're saying or why they're saying it, but they definitely are a loud bunch. But I had a thought. It got brought back up because of something that happened to my son football recently. He is repairing his truck, had to get some tires and stuff, so he called the local tire shop that I've dealt with before, but they didn't know anything about him. I didn't tell them that that he was going to be calling or anything like that. So he gets on the phone with them and says like, oh yeah, I have this type of truck and I need some tires for it. And they were like, wait, are you J.A. Dudley's son? And he was like, yes. And they were like, that's what I thought, because you sound just like him. And he was in shock as well, because he said that he said his name. We don't have the same last name, and he didn't even use his last name, so they wouldn't have even guessed it. But I guess the cadence that he speaks and how he talks sounded similar. It's something that clicked in their ear that said, oh, this sounds like J.A., but it's not J.A., it's somebody that sounds younger, so it must be his son. So then that made me start thinking, like, whoa, how much of that do I want to happen? Like, how much of me do I want in my sons? Because I have football, I have the chunk, and me 10 years ago was a little bit different. Wasn't bad or anything like that. I'm not saying that I was in a bad place. No, I was a professional fighter. That's all I did. I focused on training. That was it. Then when I wasn't training, I was taking care of my grandmother, hanging out with her. Then when I wasn't doing that, I was working. I was bouncing at nightclubs. I was bouncing at strip clubs, and I was doing bodyguard work and different things like that. And I was also being every other weekend dad. That part was one of the biggest struggles. So with that one, no. 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 My little chunk, when he doesn't, no. It just tickles me every time he wants to say no. It's not just no. No. But I don't want them to have to go through that. I don't want them to have a baby's mama. That is a miserable life. I don't want them to have to, I don't want them to have to pay child support. I don't want them to be promiscuous. Don't want them to be whores like I was. I don't want that for them. So in those cases, I don't want them to be like me, but I want them to be verbally assertive. I want them to walk in a room and have a command presence with anyone that they deal with without question. I don't want them walking around with their heads hanging low or dragging their feet. I want them walking with their head up, with their chest out, not because they're trying to put on a show, because that's who they are. I don't want my sons to follow the crowd. I want my sons to be leaders. Leaders on their own. I don't want them to lead a crowd or a pack. I want them to be men of Yah. And with that, they're going to attract people to them. It's going to be a whole crew, a next generation of believers that the Father will ordain to continue his word and his message through them. That's what I want for my sons. I want them to, when they choose a wife, it is not going to be a question of, oh, well, maybe I got to try out what's going on with them. No, the Father is going to let them know, this is your wife right here. I don't want them to have any confusion about, well, I don't know, she might be the right one. Like, no. Because they will know what a woman is. A woman of Yah. Someone that was brought up in a Hebrew household. Just like I'm providing for them, their Father will lead and guide them on a path of righteousness. So I don't have to say, well, I'm sorry that she broke your heart because she was a harlot. You put everything on a line, but no, she wanted to party and go clubbing and all this other stuff and do all of this nonsense. No, that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case for my sons, because my sons are going to know better. My sons are going to see women of the faith. They're going to understand that you don't fall for anything, any of these games that these harlots will do out here, that'll try and play games with you to try and get some resources for you. That's why I got this land, because they will have resources, so they're not chasing a check. No. They will be able to be providers when everyone else out in the world is falling behind. They will be able to lead their households without any worries of any questions. They won't be ones that are saying, oh, you will do this, you will do that. No. They will move, and then their wives will be right there beside them, because they are on a pathway and a journey to greatness, because the Father is going to shine that light on them. They're not going to, my sons are not going to have to paint this vision of what life is supposed to be. No, the wives that they're going to come in contact with are going to be women of Yah that understand what they should have in a husband. And then there's not going to be any question that my sons are not that. Then everything will be fine. Everything will be good. That's what I want my sons to be like me. I don't want them to have to go through the struggles that I had to go through. No. I went through that so they didn't have to. I don't want my sons to have to toss and turn at night and think that they have to put their life on the line to be able to provide. No. Not at all. I am setting my sons up to be better than me. That's all that I can ask for. That's all that any father can ask for. But wait, how many males that have children are actually fathers. It's not many of them. Not at all. Just because you were able to bust a nut and create a kid, that doesn't make you a father. Not at all. You have to put in the time, work, and effort to create them to become better than you. If you don't, you failed. So many people, when football was growing up, it's like, oh, you're such a great dad. You're this and that. Tell me that when he's 30 and married. Test the fruit. Is he doing righteous things? Or was I raising a child that became a piece of shit? Tell me that later on if I'm actually a good dad. Until then, we will see. I will keep leading them. I will keep being that example. Because the Father has given me the example, and then I have to be that light for them, showing them what they need to do, who they need to be, and how they can become better. And that's by reading the Word, understanding the Word, and seeing that reflection in themselves. And seeing that reflection through me. Because football knows some of the headaches that I've gone through. I'm educating him more and more on that stuff now, because it's really difficult to paint that type of picture to a child. That's just wrong to do. I put on a smiling face. I held all of that inside because I had to do the best I could to be able to give him a good life, so he can see what good is. He didn't need to see the bad. No. I'm just out here, a man, a husband, a father, and a son of the Most High, trying to do good, trying to change lives, so that when that time comes, when the Father's looking me in the face and saying, good and faithful servant, you did good. You raised your sons right. And because of that, they raised their sons and daughters right. And because of that, they raised their sons and daughters right. That's all you can ask for. So that's it for me. Shalom.